Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's No FOMO charts, stocks, and crypto TA live stream. Welcome. Today is March 17, 2024. It's just about 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are here to analyze some stock charts and crypto charts. We have a lot to analyze today. There's a lot going on in the market. But starting off with stocks, the earnings releases this week. We have General Mills, Signet Jewelers, Micron, Lululemon, BlackBerry, Chewy, Five Below, Darden Restaurants, FedEx, and Nike, just to name a few. For economic data this week, it's going to be a big one in the stock market. Building permits, we have the FOMC, press conference, statement, economic projections, and the federal funds rate. The federal funds rate is the interest rate. The economic projections is the statement they give about the interest rate and all the information, as well as the actual statement from Fed Chair Powell. And then the press conference at 11:30 or 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, depending on your time. So unemployment claims, manufacturing PMI, services PMI, existing home sales, and then a additional Fed Chair Powell speech on Friday. So current events for stocks, NVIDIA is hosting their annual GTC conference tomorrow at Monday, the 18th. Probably going to talk a lot about AI. USA FOMC press conference about interest rates and inflation. That's Wednesday. The 20th, Reddit has their stock IPO listing on Thursday. Many analysts are saying that is overvalued already. We'll see what happens. Crypto, Bitcoin, and altcoins, very volatile, and the trend continues. Solana surpassed Ethereum 24-hour volume in blockchain transactions. Congratulations to them. The USA government, specifically Biden administration, reintroducing a potential 2025 tax proposal for crypto miners for them using high-power computers, which would potentially cost 30% tax of the cost of electricity used in digital asset mining. This is the second time they're trying to introduce this tax proposal. We're going to see if this actually passes or not, but that could be a huge blow to the crypto mining industry in terms of taxes. Lastly, the Indian finance minister emphasized that crypto is not currency, according to their rule set, and the G20 must draft a regulatory framework for crypto. That's actually been known that they're going to try to draft that regulatory framework possibly this September. That's the target date. So there's some volatility to watch out for. Also, the Bitcoin halving is in just over a month. So that's what everyone is also watching. Let's go to stocks. S&P 500 is still in the uptrend. You can see this dotted trend line below that we just lost that support line at about 510. Want to watch out for this because on the weekly, we do have shooting star and a doji and a shooting star candle, which is a little bit weak on this chart. And topping out below 515, something to watch out for, topping out below 515. So the immediate resistance, 515, immediate support, 504, and just see how deep that pullback goes. QQQ, you could already see we lost that support of 436. Triple top. So I actually shorted QQQ in the NASDAQ and caught this last part because of this triple top. But the volatility can continue. And in terms of the FOMC meeting, if that turns out to be dovish for whatever reason, then this might rebound. But just in case this support gets lost below the 434 level, that's why I shorted, just in case this is going to downtrend. Because we've been in such a strong uptrend for so long, over 1.2 years now, and then this is a sign of weakness to me. And it shoulders was weak, triple top is weak. It's because we're so overbought. Also, we had that sideways action and then a little bit of drop off here. Just watching out for that on NASDAQ. Dow Jones a little bit similar. You could see we had a double top just below 391 and a little bit of this head and shoulders sideways action that's happening here. See if that's going to break that level of support, and then we should go down negative 1.34% if this is real. We can also draw a trend line, and we can see the deep trend line has been lost in terms of this blue one here, and we're starting to hesitate and go sideways, which is why I'm also short Dow Jones just a little bit. Starter position. We'll see if that's actually going to break bearish, because we had a doji and a shooting star. It's hesitating going sideways. IWM Russell 2000, we did break out above out of this channel. It's a deep one. I have to zoom way out here. And you can see there is a little bit of this bearish divergence that's building on the MACD as well. We're losing momentum on the green histogram. We're losing momentum on the RSI purple, and the price has been increasing. That's bearish divergence. MACD lines as well, bearish divergence. So I'm targeting somewhere in the 195 area. It's just good we got out of this channel, but it looks like we're hesitating at that ceiling area. So just something to watch out for. The weekly's not overbought at all, so that's okay. Just watch out in the short term. Now, gold. Somebody asked me about gold last week. My YouTube followers, subscribers, thank you for the support. Let's continue to look at gold. So gold stuck in a very long-term ascending type of triangle. You can see the top line in yellow is a resistance. Bottom line is support trend line that was pierced and touched multiple times. So this is real. And we just had an attempted breakout on gold up here. So it looks like 200, 202 is that resistance up there. And there's immediate support of 198. If we open up a volume profile, which is a free indicator from TradingView, this is the visible range. I like using visible range. Just put whatever you need to see on the chart, and then it plots this graph on the side. So we can see there's not much volume up here. A lot of the trading volume for the past 4 years was at 170, 163, 180. So that average somewhere in the 170 area. So 200 is way above average here. Just to let you know that. Just to point that out. And on a weekly as well, we're getting our first little bearish. It's not quite a piercing candle, but it's there. So it's probably going to backtest 195. That's what it looks like, if it doesn't break out above 200. Okay, silver. Silver not in an ascending triangle. It's in a large symmetrical triangle. You can see the top line and the bottom line. Hit this support multiple times. There's last support upside down, head and shoulders, and we're stopping at this resistance point on the top side just below 23.28. Hit a resistance point with the shooting star on that daily chart. We're going to see if this pattern completed 6%. We did go 6%. Next target would be 12 something. So maybe about 23.88, just below that. And I need to see this breakout and retest. If not, it can round out. So watch out for this pattern happening again. A repeat in history, or maybe a breakout and then hesitating this way on an M up here. Something to watch out for silver. But there's no shooting star, so we could get continuation. Copper, another request. Copper had a beautiful gap up and breakout. So remember several weeks ago, beginning of February, I was saying this is actually good for copper because it broke out of the symmetrical triangle or the descending triangle that it was in, and it's hesitating above the support level. So if you know your chart patterns, descending channel, breakout, retest, breakout of resistance, and we gapped up. That's exactly why this is all happening. So on a weekly, it's a little easier to see. We also had an upside down head and shoulders here on copper on a weekly. This could be setting up for a longer term breakout. Target up here, 27. Very long-term target. If it's a miracle for copper, you get continuation, would be 24%. That'd be $30 up there. So you can see support and resistance, trend lines, it works. It's just a matter of patience and reading the chart to try to catch this, whatever this, the breakout, the move is. So another way to get some levels is use weekly pivots. We broke out above the pivot point. Forex traders know about this indicator. It's a free indicator on TradingView, just easy levels. And the next target up is 26.39. Next, trying to go a lot faster here. US oil. So US oil, we are in this uptrend. You can see here on the daily, we broke out above the 72.93 level, had a nice couple of gap up days. Probably need to rechart this with support and resistance. Now we're in a rising wedge or rising channel type of pattern. This is good for oil. We can see, I like this particular chart because on stocks, if we bring up the indicators panel and type gaps, it's a free tool from TradingView, especially on a chart like this. The gaps will show the holes in the price, and it's very easy to see the support and resistance. Might just need to change the color away from green and red. I like using like neon colors so I can see really well. And now it's really easy to see. So we just broke out above that resistance, 75.50, 76.80 is the next level up. And you can see we are golden crossed on oil. So last time we were golden crossed on oil, look how high we went on the price. So that's why we might be setting up for another bullish move on oil. There is up to 10% volatility here, 5 to 10% move, as long as we don't crash back down to this 200 EMA, which is good. There's a large upside down head and shoulders pattern here. Watching out for that. Let's go to UNG. Unfortunately, UNG not as bullish. You can see on the daily chart, we're still in a massive death cross that happened on November 2022. Massive downtrend. It's a lesson for myself and for everybody out there as investor or trader. If this is downtrending this hard, I do not want to buy this as an investor. I do not want to buy it. When it starts reversing and uptrending, we want to be like Warren Buffett, who bought somewhere around here. He bought somewhere here, if I remember correctly. When it starts reversing into the uptrend, then I want to buy it when it goes up. When it's doing this, I don't want to touch that at all. I need to see signs of a double bottom, W, or this reversing, and then all the investors are going to get excited about that. We need a short squeeze on UNG, essentially. We need some fundamental changes to really get people excited about the charts. And because there's other investments, if you know crypto or tech stocks that are rallying hundreds of percent, nobody wants to touch this until there's significant evidence on the chart. So just to get those levels up and set up. So next level of resistance, $16. Next level of support, $14.54. And I'm very closely watching for a double bottom or a higher low. If this starts reversing, that's good. And breakout, then we'll really see some green action, just like back here in December 2023. Okay, we're adding a new one today. We're doing gasoline fund, UGA. Usually I don't show this one, but let's just add it. Similar to oil, we have this golden cross that's good. Upside down head and shoulders. This is an ETF on stocks, by the way. Neckline breakout. Let's see how high this is going to go. Possibly 13%. Next target up. $72. The next resistance up here about 75, 74 area over on this left side. So just watch out for that. We had a retest of the 50 EMA basically. This is probably not going to come down. High, low, higher, high. Time to go higher. Next one, let's do a little bit of Forex. DXY, so this is US dollar index first. And I've been keeping a close watch on this. You can see very closely there is a type of consolidation channel because we tested this bottom side so many times, which is about 100 on this chart. The top side is about 107. The middle half line is about 105. And I am seeing it is death crossed, but I kind of see maybe this is a dirty upside down head and shoulders or a failed one. But it looks like if we just put up an easy Fibonacci, it is in that 618 zone, but unfortunately it's below the EMAs on the chart. So until we break above the EMAs, it could turn into a rejection, low, high, rejection. It could do that. So until I see evidence of this reversal, which means the stock market needs to crash and come down, probably, then I'm not getting too excited about DXY. Not yet. The weekly, however, is showing a little bit more signs of a potential dirty upside down head and shoulders. You see this type of action? So that's why maybe it's bouncing off the 100 EMA weekly. And if this blasts off, that would mean we have a crash also in the market, potentially. Let's do Euro USD. I usually don't do Forex, but I'm trying to add it into the stream. For people, I'm an investor, so it's a very long-term view. It's not a scalping, day trading time frame. It's an investing time frame. So daily, Euro USD. After we had a massive crash for multiple years, you can see we had a relief rally and we're consolidating to the side. So I can easily put a parallel channel tool more accurately. Just draw trend lines. This one up here, probably I can lower this to box it in. Now you can see the parallel channel setting up here. So where's that? This is in USD currency. It's the pairing. So $1.11 is that resistance. 105 is the support. Middle heart line of 107. And this is not a real upside down head and shoulders because it needed to have down here. It needed to have a upside down head and shoulders at the bottom. I don't consider this real. I consider this more consolidation. So we just play these two levels. If it breaks out, wonderful. You have a breakout. You just measure this yellow triangle 5% up or down. There's a little bit of momentum, sneaky momentum building on the weekly chart. And the daily MACD is open, except it's okay, lost my stream for a second there, internet connection. So I'll just repeat that. The MACD on the daily looks like it had this momentum. So any traders who want to try to get in earlier for, let's say, some of these Forex pairings, the MACD can be a little bit of a clue here. It's not always perfect. That's why no indicator is perfect. For example, when this is crashing in Euro USD, this is building, but it's not the end. And then I need to defer to the support level. So support is very important to play. Let's do the last Forex pairing. JPY USD. And just to see here, kind of an odd pairing, but we can see the large support area right below here at, I'm just going to call it 6,600 okay, in USD. We can see we broke out of this resistance zone. So remember, just like copper, the breakout here is actually kind of potentially good. Upside down potential head and shoulders. If it's not, it's going to go lower low to 64.43, somewhere down here. You can see the support levels on the downside. But if it happens to survive down here, it can rally all the way back to 7,000. Now it's correlated, obviously, so just want to watch out for that. But remember, when we're in a downtrend, like I said, I don't want to buy as a bull. When we're downtrending, like pure downtrend, the quote in the stock market is never try to catch a falling knife. It's a falling knife. I don't buy that. When it reverses and it goes up, then you long here, long there. So this is a potential. It was almost long and then we rallied, but there's almost double bottom potential for this to survive and get back up to 7,000 level. Hello, we have a request from YouTube. Somebody's asking me, am I expecting deep retracement for the NASDAQ and S&P ES futures? So just to reiterate that, I'm actually short a little bit as an investor just because stocks are so overbought, especially some of the tech stocks. Let's pull up a level here. If this is our top, to answer your question, if we get a Fibonacci retracement, the first level of support is right here at about 5,148 USD. just right below that gap level. And then we move down a little bit, 5,066. And then we're finally going to hit this 236 level. So to hit the 236 level, it's going to take a lot of selling off to get down there. And I bet the bulls, they don't want to give up just yet. So we have the FOMC meeting this Wednesday about the interest rates at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time or later. That's going to be huge information of how the market's going to react to that, at least for one day. Is it going to be good news or bad news? But we are holding up here. So I'm not expecting a huge sell-off right away, but I would not be surprised if it happens. I bet it's probably going to do something like this, where it gaps down and the bulls are going to try to play the dip up. But unless we continue the uptrend, I mean, it can only go sideways or down. There's only 3 directions in the market, so that's what I'm watching out for. I am short S&P, NASDAQ as well. I am short NQ1 as well. I mean, I'm short NASDAQ. So as soon as it breaks below this 18,000 level, 17,942, retracement levels as well. The 236 is way down here, 17,429. So this is a lot of room to crash, back test, and fight right here. It's going to be a fight. Bulls do not want this rally to end. So hopefully that helps with some information there. Okay. Let's go a little bit faster. I'll go rapid fire on the stocks. I'm trying to really do a very comprehensive, but I'm just going faster. Microsoft on the daily, it's struggling here, struggling at the 417 area, 425. And you can see even Microsoft going sideways. So sometimes though, just like we learned from William O'Neill in his books, in his as a teacher, is consolidation, just watch for the breakout. If it breaks out, good. Consolidation, if it breaks out, good. If not, then this could be a top for Microsoft, because all-time high, shooting star, consolidating several weeks to the side. I'm watching out for that. Apple already topped, double top here on a weekly, we can see, and it's crashing. So, however, it looks like it's probably going to set up for some kind of relief bounce, because on a 1 hour, 4 hour, it's starting to set up for some potential move here. As long as it's stuck under this trend line, it's not going to go higher, but it has to break out above that to higher, high, higher, low pattern out of there. I'm just saying it's going to take a lot of selling to just crash like that down. It's probably not going to do that. We're probably going to get a relief rally like this blue circle, and then another short down into earnings, most likely. Next one, NVIDIA. We had a request about this last time. So NVIDIA, obviously one of the super stock leaders. I do want to point out that, however, as the price is going up in NVIDIA, we're losing momentum on the RSI. And we're starting to lose momentum on the MACD. We just had a down cross. So last time we had a down cross was right into earnings. And that volatility was about negative 10%. We already had that at the top here, negative 10%. So if it doesn't keep going higher, I would watch out for this. I'm very closely watching NVIDIA. We also had a double top on the price up here, if you see that in the yellow. I would just watch out for that. It's not game over. We're still in a massive golden up cross here. But all of these little line EMAs is support on the potential way down. If this last leg from the breakout is our guide, if we lose that, immediately 816, 750, and 700, but it's going to take a lot of selling, a lot. So just watching out for that. Maybe a 6-month target from now, if we pull back down, could be 700. And obviously the bullish target is $1,000 or more on NVIDIA. Amazon going sideways, sticking a little bit closer to its EMA, but you can also see a little bit of this sideways action. It's not any cup in hand or anything, but it's still a golden up cross. So am I scared? No, I'm not scared. But in terms of, can we get a pullback inside of a golden cross uptrend? Yes, we can. Definitely possible. Because when everyone is bullish, who else is going to buy? If there's no more buyers, the price must come down to maintain equilibrium with the sellers in the market. And if this is a FOMO trade in terms of everyone just piling in for no reason, then we need to see some pullback, healthy pullback to 167 or 157, resistance above 180, 200. Google. So Google's an example. They already had their pullback. So a lot of these little tech stocks can do this inside of the uptrend. If we lose, you can see that this is what I'm talking about, like on Apple as well, or tech stocks. If we lose the support level right here at the bottom of the yellow line, and then we don't recover, if it doesn't get back upside here in the uptrend, it's a leg down. Want to watch out for that. Facebook, Meta, hugging its EMAs very closely, probably just going to pull back to maybe the 460 area. We've never touched the 200 EMA. So if it does that, that'd be very surprising. But the 447 area in terms of the 50 EMA is the target. Here's some new stocks. I'm doing the biggest market cap stocks by, if you're wondering. Eli Lilly as well, strong uptrend. A little bit signs of topping out, but it's probably going to go sideways. Visa. This was education about watch out for these type of double bottoms. Huge signal that to buy back into the market if you know your chart patterns inside of an uptrend. But we're seeing this double top here. Last time we saw double top, head and shoulders, double top. Could precede a potential pullback. We'll see. Broadcom, Avgo. Again, this double top on the price starting to pull back already to its 50 EMA. See if that 50 EMA is going to hold or not. JP Morgan Chase, representing finance sector in this stream. Nice rally. Nice rally. Beautiful rally. However, on the weekly, it's floating in space, as I like to call it. There's no extreme sign, but who knows? Maybe in the next week or two, when it starts to go yellow, right? You can see this. That's why we have somebody on Twitch agreeing possible pullback or crash. So it might not be a crash, but I'm expecting a pullback because when we start to get euphoria in the market, I know people talk about Nvidia, Supermicro, Bitcoin, Ethereum, even kids, young people are talking about it. So, when young people and when old people are talking about it, it's, it gets a little bit suspicious because you have to remember on the internet, in all these live streams, people come back when it's big green in the market. When we were death in the red, death market, death cross crashings, is complete silence in the market online. And then we get huge bullish moves. But we're still in a golden up cross. So even if we crash, it's not game over. It's game over when we get the death cross on SPY and QQQ. So if somebody had to ask me one opinion, is the stock market investment rally, stock market rally over? No, it's not, because we do not have a death cross. We have a golden cross. So it's still in process. Now, how do we know it's going to go into a death cross? We have to consolidate for a while. We have one pullback is not the end because we're in bull mode. A lot of the traders know, a lot of big money traders, when you get a pullback, just buy that because it's going to go up, except for the last time when it turns into a downtrend. So the catalyst upcoming will probably be earnings, right? People are forgetting we have earnings coming up in just like a month. So we have earnings in April 12th, starting with these finance companies into tech. And we also have the Bitcoin halving April 20 something. I think it's the 20th. So we're going to have tech earnings and Bitcoin halving on the same week. Same week. And we had triple witching Friday last Friday. I took some profit. If you want to be honest. If you want to know. I took some profit because it's like we're so high. We're about to go into another volatility range. I hit my profit targets. Let me just take some profit. All right, let's go to crypto. Thank you for all the comments. It's really interesting to read. Wish we could talk more. However, we're hitting the 30-minute mark. So let's go to crypto. Welcome everybody to the show. We're talking about cryptocurrency right now. And Bitcoin, altcoins, very volatile. So let's dive into it. TOTAL, this represents the total market cap of Bitcoin. So you can see here, Bitcoin, golden cross. We do not have a death cross yet on Bitcoin. It's still in process. So, however, this could be a relative top for the market. Relative top, not the absolute top, just one of these relative tops on the way up. We might be in the middle of the move. Actually, if you want to compare apples to apples and make it even, Golden Cross, we're somewhere here right now. If we're going to compare the pandemic rally to now. So we can see that even in, except the difference is we had the halvening back here. We had a halvening back here in, I think it was like May or June of 2020. And then we rallied off of that. But you can see that the pattern is very similar. Golden cross, up, down, up, down. Golden cross, up, down, up. So what's going to happen? Probably down at least a little bit to the 50 EMA, which would be like 2.1 trillion or 2 trillion, somewhere in that area. We're hesitating here because we're hitting the all-time highs of the market, and big money whales are starting to cash out a little bit. Miners some miners starting to sell. There's that 300 million Bitcoin that got moved to Binance, and then we suddenly had selling off. So somebody's taking profit. We also have the flip side of that, of certain investors investing and buying billions of dollars at Bitcoin at 72,000. So they're down right now, but they're probably anticipating we're going to 80, 90, 100K within the next 1 or 2 years. Let us zoom in. 20 EMA is still our level of support. It's been a level of support for almost this whole year. So as long as we bounce off this, the two scenarios I'm watching out for, this is how we know we're going to get a pullback or not. One moment, please. Let me let the internet connection stabilize on this important part. Okay, so let me just reiterate this. Total market cap, we've been in an uptrend. We're still in the golden cross, no death cross. We are pulling back to the 20 EMA right here on total, 2.4 trillion. So this is holding. The 2 or 3 scenarios I'm watching out for. If this bounces up to 2.7, that's good, and it keeps going up, then this is just a dip. However, if we bounce up to 2.6 trillion and then reject down, that's the start of a pullback. Okay, so the next 30 days, next 15 to 30 days will prove if this is some relative top or not, because you can see we have pierced down to the 50 EMA or to the 100 EMA. Look how much big of a drop that is on this particular rally. Okay, but on the long term, you can see we're still in the golden up cross. So am I scared? No, I'm not scared. But are we going to probably see red at some point? We might. And need to give it some time. If it's going to be a rally, you need to give it some time for these lines to catch up and just get a little baby red bounce and then continuation. Something to watch out for. On a weekly, however, why I'm a little bit more cautious, we're still in golden up cross mode, yes. But we closed out with the doji last week, and then a hanging man candle, in my opinion, before that. So the last time we got those types of candles was before a pullback, and we could see in the weekly we're just floating way up here in space. So that's why it's a little bit trickier to try to play this one right now. If somebody's trying to enter right now, there's much more risk than the upside down head and shoulders back here in March. So that's just a warning sign for people. On the Bitcoin dominance, yes, we are very nicely Bitcoin dominating right now. We have the consolidation above this 200 EMA. That's good. That is very good. Now we just need to make sure that we don't crash back down, because you can see we're hesitating right here at the 55% mark. So if it starts to pull back, that's unfortunate, but it needs to cool off. As long as we hold above 51%, we're okay. Looking at futures. So futures, let's pull up the gaps tool to see any hidden futures. Gaps. We'll go back here. The last gap was back here at 60. So we're pretty much okay in terms of gaps. Still golden cross. The next pivot You can see we're struggling at the R1 pivot. 80,000 needs to be the big push. But you can see we're going parabolic. The trend line on the bottom side, you can see how much space there is. That's why people are getting nervous about Bitcoin. So if I draw this line here, could be, what if it's a giant ascending triangle, right? So if we have a massive pullback into the halving down to, God forbid, heaven forbid, 50,000 or 60,000 or 40,000, this is what potential, this is that classic potential breakout. If it doesn't work, just let it pull back. Let it pull back to 50, cool down, let the RSI and MACD, let all of this cool down, reset back in the 40 and 50 area, get some momentum back on the MACD for the next leg run up. It'll be okay. Unless the government changes something. It's going to be okay. So long term, I'm still bullish. You can see we went a little bit too hyper here on this breakout. Starting to go parabolic. So yes, I agree with that, that the next pullback, if anyone's actually two people are wondering, what are the best TA signs to buy the dip? And somebody's asking saying pullback is good news for us to get some more Bitcoin in the cheap. And I agree with that because we have the golden cross. If we had a death cross, I would not agree with that. But because we have a golden cross, I would agree with that. So an example would be, and this is not always 100% correct, but let's go back to a clean chart to answer that question. I'll just use Kraken chart and the dip. So using TA charts tools, we have our support trend line. We have our resistance trend line. Now, what most people kind of forget about is the support and resistance, support, resistance, support, resistance, support, resistance levels, right? So then I just drew a whole bunch of lines. So let's just back up a little bit here to make it easy on people. If I start to identify an uptrend, maybe I'll do something like this and here, just 2 lines. I'm focusing on this box right here. And somebody asked me, how do I identify the dip? We have to identify first trend. How do we know we're in a trend? How do I know I'm going down? How do I know I'm going up? How do I know it's going to reverse? Right? There are chart patterns like that. But if you're in an uptrend, because you're asking about dip and uptrend, let's say it's going like this. We can kind of see that happening here. It's a little bit dirtier, but high, low, high, high, low, high, low, high. Then somebody asked me, how do I know where the dips are? You just have to get good at identifying this area on price pattern. And it comes with practice. If you can identify it on a chart, you're probably in good shape, better than 50% of traders out there who are just looking at the watch list like this. When they just look at a watch list on the side, that doesn't tell you anything. It tells you one number. But if we look at the chart, you're looking at a lot of data. I'm on a daily chart on a 1 year. That's why every single stream I draw support and resistance and trend lines. And then the dip shows itself to me. It shows itself to me. Not on this purple triangle, but as it's going up, right? Somebody has follow-up. I can't spend too much time on this question, but somebody's asking, how can we catch the dip on TradingView crypto screeners? I mean, a best setup to catch the dip. The problem is we know that the dip after is finished. So you can probably use indicators to verify what you're doing. A really good chart analyst can just do it on price alone. But if you're trying to use a screener, integrate the indicators. And then study it enough where you start to see it high, low, and then mark that. You got to become like a detective. Mark it on the chart vertically. Alt V that, Alt V, Alt V, Alt V, Alt V. So I just marked all the dips on that uptrend and look down here, and then the answer is here. If you understand what RSI is and MACD is, the answer is down here. And then you'll search that in the screener and you'll help to find it. But sometimes I don't even do that. For me, how I entered into Bitcoin was, okay, this is going down in the downtrend. I like to keep it simple. I've been in the market for like almost 7 years now. So when it's going downtrend like that, like I said, I don't buy it. Oh, we see a level of support. Oh, we have a chart breakout. It is a classic descending wedge breakout. Just buy that thing, right? Or if I missed that, okay, that's fine. If I missed it, oh well. What's the next setup? Okay, after that, all right, upside down head and shoulders. That's bullish. Buy that. If I missed that, okay, it's getting a little late now. High, low, high, low, high, low. Okay, so then the dips, buy one of those. The fourth strategy may be if somebody wants, this is getting really late now into the move. But if we had a resistance higher high breakout, right? This started going sideways in the blue box. This could have turned into a head and shoulders and dipped and just crashed. But we had good news and it turned into a double bottom. You know, your chart pattern is double bottom. That's up. Resistance breakout on a huge green candle with volume. Where's my volume? You see on chart volume. Long. That. Right? So there's a lot of, probably too much information for most people, but it's because when you see it on the chart in the future, it's really easy to see it. But you have to get good at, I would say you have to get good at finding it in real time. The way to practice that, bar replay up here. Bar replay, rewind this thing. Rewind it to right here. How do I know? Where am I going to buy? And then just play that. Play it like a movie. Understand. Try to learn from this and understand, okay, we're still, and do some charts in real time. It's going downtrend. If it breaks out, maybe I'll long Bitcoin. Maybe I'll long it wherever it's going to go, right here. Paper trade, right? Buy. We had the breakout. If you're an investor, if you can make one simple decision like that. If I hit this, I hit the bid, right? I bought this thing. This is downtrending. We broke out. That could be a possible signal. If you fast forward all the way till now, you're up in the money. Up in the money. The stop loss should not be this big. So hold on, let me change the stop loss. Pretend the stop loss is like right here, right? You could sell here if you want. If you're a swing trader, if you're an investor, you hang on for the wildest ride of your life. It's going up. That's how you practice. So then as this is going, I know this is a dip. This is support level. If it breaks below, I'm not going to buy. But it's going up, so then you buy. Now this turned into another dip. This turns to a resistance zone. Are we going to break out, yes or no? We did, so then buy. Buy, 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 buy. Right? So if you just bought one time, you made $50,000 until now. Right? So as an investor, sometimes being an investor is really great. Sometimes it's really great. Right? So as you practice, as you learn about trading and technical analysis, it starts with the charts first, in my opinion, because if you can't see what's going on, then we have no information. I don't know what's going on in the market if I look at a black screen or one candle. It doesn't make any sense. If I see a lot of information, you study and practice enough, I would recommend to people to study the price and the volume. Price is the king of all indicators. All these tools, what is it tracking? It's tracking the price, this thing on the screen. Every single tool, almost every single tool, is tracking the price here. Indicators are also tracking what? It's the price. Sometimes volume, but it's the price. If you really want to know, you open this up, you see in the Pine editor, how is this thing calculated? It's calculated off of, where is it? You go down, source input, the close price. Oops. Source input, it's the close for 14 days. They're using the close of the price for the past 14 days to calculate the RSI down here. So that's how it's calculated. So, you know, I would say price first, then indicators. That was a very, very long, explanation, but I packed a lot of knowledge in that like 15-minute explanation. So hopefully that knowledge, you could take that knowledge and information and you try to inform yourself about the charts for next in the future. And then trying to find tops is the reverse of everything I just said, the inverse of everything I just said. All right, so let's move on here. So let's go to Bitcoin, finish this up, and then we'll do altcoins. So Bitcoin right here on Coinbase. Let's go to maybe Binance. I want to see more information. I have to use Bitfinex chart. Okay, so we're hitting here at the, we hit the resistance at the $73,000 level. So then we know right now, that's my line in the sand. Below that, we have $64,000 support level. And we also have another trend line down here. We have another support trend line as well down here. So multiple lines. And the EMAs are crossed up, so that's our support for now. Looking like we're making higher highs and higher lows in the market. If we dip, probably dip down to retest the $63 range, 63K, 58K, and 50K, and then see if we're going to break out above 73. Some people are targeting 80,000. That's totally plausible. That's very close. If we're zooming up on a 4-hour chart, you can see we're still up crossed on the 4-hour. On the 1-hour, we're down crossed, but it looks like there's bullish divergence here. So we're, like I said, bulls do not like to give up on the market. They're going to fight this thing. They're going to fight it probably tomorrow morning in the USA. 15 minutes, still death cross, but we have that bullish divergence on the hourly. Watching out for that. 4-hour also has a little bit of a momentum here for our day traders and swing traders. The reason why I took some profit was because on the head and shoulders, we can clearly see a head and excuse me, on the RSI, we can clearly see a head and shoulders. There's also a double top and warning sign. There's like little baby head and shoulders here too. Warning sign, warning sign, warning sign, market crash, pullback. So where do we start building from? Warning here. Okay, people are going to ignore that warning. Warning again, somebody sold big. Third warning, pullback. But then are we downtrending yet? No, I talked to my colleague about this. Are we downtrending on a daily? No. Did we death cross on a daily? No. So then investing is still in play. Just the day trading and short-term swing traders are going to have to deal with the volatility there. Weekly, we do have overbought in this range, and we are seeing doji here on this candle. Doji is not the end of the world for Bitcoin because sometimes we get a doji and then we just go up 50% more or something. It's kind of funny like that on the charts. People get really excited, but we want to watch out for this red candle, right? If we have one red candle this week sell-off, it turns into an evening star bearish pattern with pullback potential. So watch it very closely. Let's go to Ethereum. ETHUSD had a little bit of a bigger pullback. You could see on a daily, MACD down cross. Loss of momentum here, going sideways, death cross, and here as well, right? So high, low. You can see here, there's an Elliott wave. This is 1, 2, probably I have to do a really long 3, 4 into the 5 wave. The retest, the ABC, A, B, C maybe, or we're just going to keep going up. So the 4 hours are our guide. We hit that 200 EMA. Same thing with Ethereum. We death cross, but there's a little bit of divergence. Traders trying to play this as hard as they can, but if it doesn't recover, you can see it's making low, high, potential rejection if we don't survive in the short term. Binance coin. If you follow my stream, remember I've been talking about this potential upside down head and shoulders for, I don't know, 5 months now. This was huge. Except the problems with their company kind of offset that, but it turned into just the most perfect upside down head and shoulders on crypto that I've seen in a long time. Perfectly timed. Only supposed to go 50%, 25, 50%, hit that first target, and then flag consolidation, and we get really up here into this area in 645 range. But again, little bit of a shooting star on the weekly. So that's giving me a little bit of signs of, okay, maybe the market's going to cool off. It's going to cool off a little bit. Let's go to Solana, the big winner. Everybody loves Solana. I open up social media, there's 50 posts about Solana right now. So that's how, 1 year ago that didn't exist. So let's go talk about this. I use Coinbase chart because it has more data. Okay, Solana. Wow. What a run. First thing I want to talk to people about is we have to realize that Solana at the lowest price ever was like $8 or $8.50. The close price, at least on this chart, was $9.65. So let's say it's 10, just round up to 10. Now, if we Fibonacci, where are we right now? Almost 200. How high did that go? It went 20x, 2,000%. Just remember that. Just remember that in your mind. We're still in a golden off cross. We had the beautiful ascending triangle. We can still use this. I remember a long time ago I said it's over, but you can still use it to calculate because 200% was the breakout move, right? So 200%, we hit that target. 400%, we hit that target. 600%, we just hit that. 800% is where? 236. And we can see we have a clear resistance of, where is this? 260. That's where we're aiming for right now. Parabolic move to the upside. Beautiful move. Draw the trend line. And we're still in the golden up cross. Now, how do I know maybe this thing's going to have a problem? Start looking at the inside. Already on a weekly chart, no severe signs of a pullback because we have this green in the week. Everybody loving Solana, right? But it's starting to set up the bearish divergence setup. So as this price goes up, if the RSI doesn't blast off, it's going to weaken. If this starts weakening, I could say probably within 30 days, 40 days, might get a pullback. Also, if you start downtrending, you can see where it's copying this part of the move. Pullback, rally, pullback, rally. So just in case it turns out to be the top of Solana in the short term for, let's say, 3 months or 6 months, and you track that very carefully. However, if it keeps blasting out to $500, that's great. Congratulations to everybody who's holding Solana, including myself, right? So that's why. It depends on somebody's mindset and where they enter. Did they enter yesterday? Did they enter at 190? Totally different story. Remember, for full transparency, I entered at 30, right? So that's why, for me, I am not scared about this that much at all. I did take some profit though, because I like to take some profit when we're at in a high point, just on principle. Because I don't like taking profit when it dips. That's where you're supposed to buy. You're supposed to sell to other people, sell to the market, back to the market when we're at a high point. So if you're a day trader, wherever this rally stops, you're going to sell, and then the shorts are going to come in and try to play it one more time. Let's do Cardano. Cardano, okay. I entered Cardano at 25 cents, and now it's 67 cents. But the problem is I took some of my profit up here at this double top M because that's a bearish signal in the short term, right? So 2 lessons here of when to enter, identify a level of support, and then I'm just holding it for the joyride here. But there is some warning signs about the MACD crossing down. It's not extreme overbought up here, but temporary top at 75 cents. I understand that. On a weekly chart, we got to zoom in. Starting to go a little bit sideways. Okay, this is not really the prettiest chart when we start to go hanging man candle, open the week going sideways. Not the strongest. The only thing I'm holding out for, and you can see too, just like I'm saying it's building a Solana, we have this up leg and then the RSI weakens. So if we don't go up, it's going to pull down because of the momentum has been lost. The only thing I can positively say maybe give some people hope about Cardano is maybe this is turning into a cup and handle pattern. Maybe you can see it, little small handle, and if it's going to turn like into the S&P 500, maybe we'll get this blast off. But this is a little bit cause of concern. That's kind of like right here type of move back here in 2021. So we might not be at the top of Cardano, but we might see some volatility like this, maybe another rally and a deep pullback or just a consolidation. I'm very closely watching. And I think it's personally for me, I just think it's okay as a swing trader, just take some profits up on the way. Because some people, I'm never trying to time the top. I don't really care about the glory of selling right at the top of this wick. That doesn't matter to me. It's just if I'm in the general zone. And William O'Neill, if you know him, very famous stock investor, taught me a lot in his books, as well as Warren Buffett. We want to sell into strength. We don't want to sell when it's weak, because then there's no liquidity to get out easily if you're playing really small coins. Okay, let's I'm just gonna rapid fire. I have a list here. Let's keep going here. If you have a request, just let me know. But I need to close off the stream. I'm trying to pack in so much information, knowledge, value for people in whatever they're doing, hoping they learn something for themselves to get success. So Dogecoin played the support, the pullback, and then we broke out of this rectangle over here. And 76 was the breakout. We hit that level, and then we're starting to pull back. On the weekly, we have a doji going sideways. But are we golden cross? Yes, we are. Yes, we are. But it's really messy. But high, low, high, higher, low, somewhere around 13. Can we break out above, please? Later, right? Later. This MACD is starting to form the red, so it's probably going to maybe pull back. Warning signs, triple top. Warning sign if you're really sensitive to the charts. The only thing is on a 4-hour, looks like swing traders are attempting their bounce. We'll watch to see if that happens in the medium term. AVAX, same thing, golden cross. So in the long term, we're kind of okay. In the medium term, we do have we're retracing to the 618 here. About to zoom way out. So then all of this on the left side is the resistance right here, 62, 92, and 139. If it does that, it's wonderful. That's an additional 100 to 200% on AVAX. So here on this chart, just going back to dip lesson, is in this square, where's the dip? There's only one for now, a big one right here at 30, upside down head and shoulders. 2 signals anyone to get into AVAX on that day. But as this goes up, I see the bearish divergence setting up. Next, Shiba Inu. Beautiful. I entered Shiba Inu, I believe at 700 area, so I'm fine. However, you can see if you don't put sell orders up here to catch this maximum like 4,500 pump, it's never going to sell. This happened for me, I think, overnight. I think when I was sleeping. Oh no, this happened in the afternoon. Right? So it's okay. It's okay. For me, I have a long-term target on SHIB, so I'm totally fine with this one. It's because I'm referencing the left side here. Some other people, I did take some profit, but I've left a significant amount because it sort of looks like this consolidation on the left side, where if we just break out for that one more time, then we double top on the RSI. Did that happen yet? No, it didn't. We reset back to 50. That's neutral. Neutral RSI. So second chance for bulls to really try to pump this one up to the moon. Toncoin, very similar. Bounced off of its 20 EMA on $330. High, low, high, low, high, low. See if that's going to break 450 or not. Support at 330. DOT, very similar. High, low, high, low. There was a head and shoulders here, and that was a warning sign, but we're up cross, so it's going to go into the 200 EMA. If you know this strat in stocks, golden cross pullback, right? High, low, high, low. Okay. Higher high next time. So then we're watching out for supports. $9.13, $9. 11 or 11 or 12, 1190 or 12. I like the RSI reset. I do like that. Very good. But we have a weekly doji on a lot of these altcoins. Right? So long-term perspective, I'm very carefully watching that. Long-term charts matter to me more than little short-term charts. Let's finish off with Tron. If you have a last-minute request for charts, let me know. It's the last one on my list. Tron actually kind of fell out of favor, but if you stare at the chart, it had such a healthy run. Beautiful run in 2023. It's one of the first to golden cross in this year. February 2023. That was actually, excuse me, that was last year. I remember talking about this, staring at this saying, wow, this thing golden cross, okay. People like it. It's not the most famous anymore. Solana, I would say, is the more famous one. But just a beautiful run from this coin. Now, because it's so obvious, want to watch out. Somebody took their profit on the weekly. You had this evening star pattern, and then they're selling off now. And anyone with the holding over a year has smaller long-term capital gains tax percentage cost. So this is looking like maybe it wants to test the 200, possibly, if someone's going to panic sell down there. So 12 or 11, I'm watching out for those. 2. Okay. All right. One more question. Do I post my trades? I post, so these live streams are the educational, is the education. So, you know, most people, they cannot post like financial advice. So in my opinion, I'm doing more like educational advice, information, knowledge, and trade setups. And I believe that's probably enough. I think I know some traders, they after my live streams on their own decision, also bought Solana in that $20s or $30 range after that one live stream. So it just really depends. It's because I understand I'm more of an investor, so all the leverage day traders, they're not really gonna look at my stream, but that's okay with me because we still made hundreds of percent on crypto. So, you know, now it's just a matter of am I going to hodl? Am I going to hold for 1 year, 6 months, 2 years? Are we going to crash into the halvening? My mindset has changed. It's more about risk management for me because we caught many of these cryptos down here. But you know, I might still trade here and there. Like if we get another dip like on Tron or something, if this comes down to 11 down here, maybe I'll play that bounce. We'll see. All right, everyone. Oh, we have one more. This could be the last request. Navi. I think you're talking about this, right? Navient Corporation. After you're saying a 2,000% rally. From where? From down here? Are you sure you're not talking about Supermicro? Oh, Crypto Navi. Okay. Aha. All right. These, okay, so let's see. Okay, here we go. 2,000%, 2,500. All right. So then the same thing, you can say that about Solana too, though, right? Bottom top of Solana is also, we just looked at it, almost 2,000%. No, there's a much lower price here. Almost 2,000%. Okay, so some cryptos, they do that because this went from 1 cent to 40 cents. So beautiful. It is golden upcrossed right now. Now it becomes a little bit more challenging when there's not enough information on this left side. So then you probably have to find on this chart for some reason, I can't find it anywhere else. But if there is another chart, then you want to see more information. But if this is the start of the coin listing, December 2022, that's all we got. Then you can probably use Fibonacci extension. to figure out the moves. So I hit the 1272 and then hesitated there like it usually does, 1618, and then broke out above that to hit the, I believe this is 2618. So then carefully you can mark these levels 4444, 50 cents, 60 cents, 65, 73, 77, and then $1 up here. Probably. As long as the golden up cross is okay, this is a big winner. Big ticket winner. Now, is it correlated with Bitcoin? Yes, in my opinion, because this is the exact copy of a Bitcoin chart, basically. So I would say whatever Bitcoin does, Navi's probably going to do the same unless everybody piles into it and then pumps it up. But on a weekly, at least last week, it had a beautiful week just like Solana. So until I see some kind of shooting star like that, or an inside bar, or a like this candle over here, it's probably still going to go up. It's just a matter of where's the support level. And immediately the support levels, they had a lot. There was another chance to get in here. All this is support. And then once you have a resistance breakout, I know it's so high in the air, but it's still relatively cheap in people's eyes. It's under $1. And if it's got momentum, it's going to do this, right? So who knows? Maybe I'll even try Navi maybe at some point. But in the short term, I can see you could see it. It's still uptrended, but the bearish momentum is there. It just depends on will all the traders buy it this for next 2 weeks or not, or they're going to take their profit on their $2,000 position. We have this as well. So you see little clues in the shorter term time frames of we had a consolidation breakout, but then we have a double top here. So it's conflicted. It's not all green light for me. It's like yellow light, orange light, meaning caution. Caution on this coin. Even on the daily, you could see it as well, right? It wants to go up, but then you could see the charts are saying, well, hold on there. Hold on, Navi. You went up 2,500%. You could see some price up and price down. And everyone knows that general rule, once you go 1,000% on your position, you want to take some profits or put a stop loss or protect that. Because 1,000% in the stock market usually is unheard of, except for like NVIDIA or Supermicro in such a short period of time, is what I'm saying. 6 months and you go 2,000%, that's unheard of, right? So stop loss probably under like 25 cents. That's probably a safe place to put it, or lower, 20 cents or something like that. Or if you're really, if you got diamond hands, like 10 cents, right here at the 200 EMA area. All right, everybody, thank you so much. We went way overboard today, but I want to give as much information about stocks, crypto, charts, education, and out there, that information out there for people who are investors, swing traders, or day traders, trying to play this market and trying to survive and thrive in this market. So we are in an uptrend right now. It's just a matter of how bad are the pullbacks and what will the stock market do, because that'll probably spill over a little bit into the crypto market. All right, everybody, thank you so much for watching. If you like this stream, if you learned something, if you want to support and keep the ideas flowing every week, go ahead and drop a follow on TradingView, YouTube, Twitch, and X. Would really appreciate that. Share the stream with your friends. And if you have requests, just again, I would appreciate requests in the YouTube comments for next time or in the live chat while we're here. If you have questions, I'm more than happy to answer it in the time allowed that I'm trying to fit the stream into. And remember, everybody, we still have the FOMC meeting this Wednesday, and we have PCE and GDP data next week as well. So it's going to be a big 30, 40 days, everybody. Hope you have a good one, and happy trading and investing. See you next time. Thank you, and bye-bye.